The Psychology of Money is an interesting book by Morgan Housel that changes the way you think about money. It is one of those books that I have really enjoyed reading, and in this series of videos, I'd like to share the things that I have learned from the book. The first chapter of The Psychology of Money is called No One is Crazy. The gist of this chapter is people do crazy things with their money, but no one is crazy, and the goal of this chapter is to make you feel better about what you do with your money and make you feel less judgmental about what other people do with their money. The first thing that we should try to understand is we come from different backgrounds in terms of economic status, culture, tradition, and experiences. So it would be wrong to assume that we hold the same values when it comes to money. Imagine there are two people, one from a financially strong background and one from a financially weak background. In this case, it is more likely that the person who is from a limited means strive for stability instead of trying to find ways to multiply his wealth. But on the other hand, a person coming from a relatively wealthy background might be more likely to take risks and lose some money in the hope of earning a lot more later. But even in this example, I am generalizing and making assumptions about the thought processes of people coming from these backgrounds that might not be accurate. The way we feel about money is really personal to us. Our experiences with money shapes our perspective, and it is hard for a second person to understand it. Morgan Housel beautifully says, I can read about what it was like to lose everything during the Great Depression, but I don't have the emotional scars of those who actually experienced it. This statement is so accurate in our personal lives. We might have friends who waste money like it's nothing. We might have friends who are really conscious about spending a single penny, and we ourselves have some view about spending our money. No one is wrong in this case. We all are right in our own view, and the way we spend or what we do with our money is justified to us. Now I would like to end this video by quoting a section from the book that really touched my heart. It explains the difference in opinion people have based on, I'd say, cultural experiences they had. Quote, a few years ago, the New York Times did a story on the working condition of Foxconn, the massive Taiwanese electronics manufacturer. The conditions are often atrocious. Readers were rightly upset. But a fascinating response to the story came from the nephew of a Chinese worker who wrote in the comment section, my aunt worked several years in what Americans called sweatshops. It was hard work, long hours, small wage, poor working conditions. Do you know what my aunt did before she worked in one of these factories? She was a prostitute. The idea of working in a sweatshop compared to that old lifestyle is an improvement in my opinion. I know that my aunt would rather be exploited by an evil capitalist boss for a couple of dollars than have her body be exploited by several men for pennies. That is why I am upset by many Americans thinking we do not have the same opportunities as the West. Our governmental infrastructure is different. The country is different. Yes, factory is hard labor. Could it be better? Yes, but only when you compare such to American jobs. I don't know what to make of this. Part of me wants to argue fiercely. Part of me wants to understand. But mostly it is an example of how different experiences can lead to vastly different views within topics that one side intuitively thinks should be black and white. End quote. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we will talk about my favorite chapter from the book, The Psychology of Money, which explains the story of Bill Gates and how he acquired his wealth. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.